Hello, my name is George Moore, owner of Moore's Sewing Center in Southern California. This Sewing Tech Talk with Cathy series is a new series we started that describes a trifecta of creativity, which is a phrase I coined when I put the Brother Stellaire series in combination with the Scan and Cut and the new print moda. This combination really unleashes the total creativity in embroidery, applique, embroidery quilting, and everything to do with embroidery. And so let's give it to Cathy, and you can tell how excited she is, but we'll come back and I'll tell you the special deals we have on these components.
Hello! You have no idea how excited I am to share this video with you. We're going to talk about the trifecta of creativity, which is what? Which is 3 machines, and between the 3 of them, you can do whatever you want. It is amazing. So I'm Cathy. This is Sewing Tech Talk. I can't wait to show you all this. So these 3 machines by Brother, well, they're pretty amazing by themselves, but when you put them together, they really make whatever you want to create just amazing. My first project, I'm going to talk more about the connections between the machines today instead of necessarily exactly how I did this, because I'll have a video coming up that shows you the details and the nitty-gritty. I do have a handout because I think the connection between the machines is something that I'm going to try to explain as best I can, but sometimes it's easier to see it. So if you go to mooressew.com/shop, you can find this handout and all my other handouts. And this handout has the relationship, the best I could put it down, between the 3 machines, and there's a couple apps that you can use to create and send designs to the machines, and it explains that kind of in great detail. Not only do I have the chart, but I have it written down in words too. So that might be super helpful. The big deal between the two, the biggest connection between the two is the embroidery machine and the Scan and Cut. Both are amazing machines by themselves. This is the Brother Stellaire 2. It is a sewing and embroidery machine. They also make an embroidery only machine that works for this. This process also works for their top-of-the-line luminaire as well. This is the Scan and Cut. This is the SDX 325. The other model, the top of the line model, is the Disney Scan and Cut, and it also works for this process as well. So why is it a big deal that these 2 machines, well, what you do is you connect them. And when you connect them using something called My Connection, it makes the embroidery machine have more hidden features unlocked, and the Scan and Cut can talk to the embroidery machine and really expand our creativity. So what you do is when you have a machine like this and a machine like this, you get a little card, and what you can do is put that number in the machine, and it's going to connect the Scan and Cut and the sewing and embroidery, the embroidery machine part of the Stellaire or the luminaire. Now, why is that a big deal? What happens is, I hope you've seen some of my other videos where I've used the workspace within the machine. I was doing it on the Baby Lock Altair, but it works the same in the Brother Stellaire. All the things that you can do in what's called My Design Center is you can create designs within the machine. And you can bring images in, you can do all kinds of creative things to create your own embroideries and unleash your own personal creativity. But there's shapes built in to the My Design Center that you can use to create designs. What is the big deal? Well, when you connect the 2 machines, the Scan and Cut has a ton of cutting designs. Those all become shapes that you can use in the Stellaire in My Design Center to create your own designs. Also, in the machine, you can take outlines of embroideries, use those. Oh my gosh, it is just endless. And within the embroidery machine, after you create those designs, or any designs that are built in, you can instantly turn that into an applique. You can take different parts of the design, select them, and the machine automatically turns that into the 3 parts of an applique. In the past, I've used My Design Center or IQ Designer in Baby Lock to do that. And it's a multi-step process. This does it just with the touch. So that's pretty cool. Furthermore, once you get that done, once you create your little applique from that embroidery, now why would you do that? Say you have a design that have tons of stitches in it, and you don't want to do all those stitches. You want to replace them with fabric. That's going to save run time because you don't have all those stitches. And think of the creative possibilities of putting your own fabric in there. And then think of the creative possibilities of putting your own picture, your own fabric in that applique. I think you can start to see the possibilities. But once you create that in the Stellaire, you automatically send that cutting file or those cutting files to the Scan and Cut, and it cuts out your perfect shapes for your perfect applique. It makes the process so fast, and it's so creative. So the connection between the Stellaire and the Scan and Cut, well, it makes both of them even more useful than they both are. Now, let's talk about the print mode of printer. That's pretty amazing also. You can now print your own fabric. You print your own fabric, it's 100% cotton fabric, and you print it using an app from Brother, that's free of course, called Artspira. You can use, it's an app on your mobile device. Think of all the pictures you've taken. You've taken a bunch of pictures, that now can be fabric. Say you have, here, I have taken, get out your photo album. I got out my photo album. Now, I didn't know whose pictures to use. I didn't want to violate anybody's privacy, so I'm using pictures of me. I'm not that egotistical, but I knew I gave myself permission. So let's look at some pictures from my family album. So here I am. You can see me on the bearskin rug, I hope. There's my mother getting ready to have me. And all these are vintage photographs because I'm pretty vintage myself. But what I did is I just used my iPad, use your phone. I took a picture of the picture. And what happens is I printed myself on fabric. Now I don't know where I'm going to use it. It's pretty risque. All I need is a bearskin rug. But you can see all these fabrics are pictures that I can use from my album. Pretty cool. There's Mom and Dad. Now the pictures print on fabric with a backing. You peel that off and it's a really, really soft 100% cotton fabric. And it's beautiful to use. There's even a feature in the Artspira app where you can take a design and make kind of your own fabric. What I did is I took my mother and I made her kind of in a kaleidoscope. So you can do this with just about whatever picture that you have. Now, think about all the pictures you have in your phone. Go for a walk. Look at all these fun pictures. You can make beautiful, beautiful photos. Take them, make them into fabric. Use them for whatever you want to do in your quilts. So there's a lot of things I can do, but my absolute favorite, the one that has sent me over the moon, and I've been doing this a long time, is I can take my own art and I can make my own fabric. Because the fabric companies, they haven't called me yet to design fabric. I have no idea what's going on, but I can make my own. I don't need them. So let me show you a couple examples. So here's a photograph. This is my grandmother, my grandfather. He's holding my father, and then that's my aunt. They've all passed away. So the photograph's a little damaged. I did a little drawing. So there's a little pencil drawing of the photograph. I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed it, and it was special to me. But take that to the next level. I made my own fabric from my drawing of my family. Look at how fun that is. I have to put that in a quilt. Isn't that neat? I took my drawing and I made fabric. Oh my goodness. So this is kind of fun. This is watercolors that I did. Some little fun little bird watercolors. There's happiness. There's sharing. Family. and love. So I had a fun time doing the little watercolors, but I'm turning them into my own fabric. Let me show you. So you use the Artspira app to manipulate your picture, which is a JPEG. So there are my 3 pictures. I just took pictures of my watercolor with my iPad. I arranged them and then I printed them. So here's what that looks like. Here's my fabric. Here's my fabric from my drawings. Isn't that cool? Now, remember I mentioned that you can make like a kaleidoscope of an image. Let me show you how that works. So I'm going to say done, and I'm going to go to a geometric pattern, and I'm going to keep it at let's do a landscape. Done. Well, hold on. It's going to bring up different patterns that are within the app. And I want to use my own image. So here is, let's see, just use this little bird right here. There's my little bird right there. And I'm going to hit done. Can you see how fun that is? That took my drawing and it made it into like a random kaleidoscope. Now here's what's cool. You can come in and you can choose, hold on, you can choose a different piece of that. It's going to show you different ones. Hold on, here it comes. And you can pick, and it's going to show you instantly what that looks like. If you want to see more, now if you're doing a portrait or a picture of a family, you can pick the face or whatever. Let's see. Let's just pick his little head right here. And it's going to show you that looks completely different. And you know what? I think that's adorable. Now here's the trick. If you like something, you better print it because there's so many options to make your own fabric. If you like it, print it. You can also change the size of the different pieces. So if I take this and I make the pieces a little bit bigger, that made a completely different fabric. But I kind of like this one. Let's go up just a little bit. Oh my gosh, look how fun that is. You can just keep playing all day long. Now, don't play and forget to sew. So now, if I want to print this out, what I can do is I can hit save, and it's going to save it. We're going to call it Bluebirds. And we're going to save it. Now, what it's going to do, it's going to save it up to the cloud. And that's a big deal. Because let's go back to my chart for just a second. We're using the Print Mode Studio, and in the Artspira app, we made an image to print to it. The Artspira app also talks to the Stellaire, or the Luminaire, and the Scan and Cut. So, can you see the connection between all 3? Also, the Artspira app has a monthly magazine and tons of free embroidery designs, cutting designs, so you can use those to really enhance your creativity. So, I think it's pretty much done. Let's say done. And now it's going to get ready to print. That was pretty fast. And if I hadn't been talking, it'd be even faster. All I have to do is say print and make sure I have enough fabric, of course. And I hit OK, and it's getting ready to print. It's shooting my little birdies up into the cloud and then bringing them back down to the printer from the cloud. Now, there's also a computer app called Canvas Workspace. It has tons of project ideas too. So, it transfers wirelessly between your cutter and your embroidery machine. Like I said, there's a lot of different connections here, and you can really just enhance your creativity. So I think we're getting ready to print. It'd been faster if I hadn't said okay like I was supposed to. So we're printing some fabric, and I can use my artwork for my fabric, and I use my coordinating print to go with all my, oh my gosh, it's going to be so cool. I think we're almost done. Hear how quiet it is? I'll be quiet for a second. Ta-da! You want to see my birds? Okay, you have to admit, that's pretty cool. Now I could also, well, I could also make appliques, embroideries, all kinds of different stuff. And I have my own suite of fabrics that I created, my own designs I created, I cut out my own shapes that I've done. I'm telling you, the trifecta of creativity. Well, you know what a trifecta is. You've won 3 times. And I think you certainly have. I'm going to shoot it off to George. Thank you for sticking with me today. Don't forget, that handout kind of puts everything together because there's a lot of connections and there's a lot of ways to be super creative with a trifecta of creativity. Take it away, George.
Thanks, Cathy. That was an incredible presentation. And so let's go over the special offer we have on the Brother Stellaire series. So we have the XJ2, which is their combination sewing and embroidery, and the XE2, which is dedicated embroidery. They both share the same embroidery features, which is a large 9.5 by 14 inch embroidery area with over 780 built-in embroidery designs, and of them, over 100 of them are Disney. It also has over 30 fonts and large, beautiful monograms. And with the fonts, you can edit in all kinds of arrangements. You can arc, you can array, you can even cut and paste and kern it in some custom ways. Speaking of customization, you can take a design and do an automatic applique around it. And with the matrix copy, you can copy this very quickly to make patches. And if we had the scan and cut, we can actually send it to the scan and cut, cut out those patches, and then embroider them beautifully. An additional advanced technology is a new 2-point laser positioning. I can take something like a name and position it perfectly on a line. I can use it to do multiple hoopings and match them perfectly. I can even use it for edge-to-edge quilting. Now, part of what the Stellaire series offers is a special relationship with the scan and cut. They actually can marry together, so I can send an applique design right from my machine and it will cut it out perfectly for beautiful applique. But better yet, I can send a design from my scan and cut and turn it into embroidery. It also unlocks a new feature where I can choose one of the colors of my design, whether if it's a built-in design, I can choose that and turn it into applique. But let's take that heart that I sent over. I turn it into embroidery. I select the color, and now it's applique. Now let's bring over the third part of the piece. I want to create my own fabric, and I can do that with Print Moda. I took an image of a rose and I arranged it just in a beautiful kaleidoscope of color. And I printed that fabric and placed it on in the scan and cut. I took my design I created on the Stellaire from the scan and cut, sent it over to the scan and cut it out, and I have one complete embroidery design created with that trifecta of creativity. Now the XJ2 also is a sewing machine, and it has a large 11.25 inch opening, beautiful lighting. It has 760 built-in stitches, from quilting stitches to applique to utility. It even has automatic stippling and some beautiful decorative stitches that are very, very wide. It also has an automatic 1/4 inch feature which moves the needle over a 1/4 inch from the foot, and you can use the laser guidance it has on there so you can just do some beautiful piecing. It also has amazing fabric control with an automatic fabric sensor, and this gives you the ability to sense multiple layers like in denim, or if I want to sew on some sheer fabric like this tricot, I can do that beautifully, or even working with elastics. It handles the fabric beautifully. If it's even more extreme, we can add the digital dual feed. This is a belt-driven feed system that gives perfect contact on the fabric. And so you see here with this marine vinyl, there's no slippage. I also can use it with such things as minky, which is hard to sew with, and of course, quilting. So let's talk about the special we have on the Stellar XJ2. This is the combination sewing and embroidery machine. This has a manufacturer suggested list price of $12,999.99, and it's on sale for $9,999.99. We have interest-free payments, plus we're offering free shipping across the country. But wait, we have a special bonus. We're going to include that Print Moda Studio, that fabric printer by Brother. That has a retail value of $1,499, and that's included free for a limited time. Now, let's say we want the ultimate package, the trifecta of creativity. That's when we add the scanning kit. So you add the scanning kit, now we have all three items, and we have that on sale for $10,699.98. We have interest-free payments and free shipping across the country. But wait, this is for a limited time. Now, if I want just the dedicated embroidery, let's say you already have a sewing machine and you want the XE2, which is dedicated embroidery. This has a manufacturer suggested retail price of $9,999.99. We have it on sale for $7,499.99. We're offering interest-free payments as well as free shipping across the country. And of course, we're going to include that bonus, the Print Moda Studio, free with the purchase, and that has a regular retail price of $1,499. But let's make it the ultimate, the trifecta of creativity. You will get the scan and cut added with that, and that total package for all three items is $8,199.98, and we do also have interest-free payments on that as well and free shipping. But don't wait, this is a limited time offer. Click on the link to order. You can email us at customerservice@moores-sew.com or give us a call at 1-800-865-9666.